Welcome back, everyone. This is the 2022 edition of my Hibernation Spirits cocktail kits. Last year was super fun, but super chaotic. Just getting the idea off the ground and making a reality. Had a whole lot of tight deadlines, a whole lot of work still to be done to get to where I envision this to be. But the journey is just starting, and I'm excited to share another rendition with you this year. For those of you that don't know, Hibernation Spirits was a brainchild of mine for a long time. Had a few voids in my life that I was trying to fill. Obviously, being a bartender and retiring in 2020, I missed sharing drinks with others, and just wanted to find a way for other people to make their own drinks at home and share it with someone else. Also, I was just super bad at gifts, and getting 10 different gifts for 10 different people was super stressful for me. So this was a way to just share my creativity and also mark off my holiday gifts for the year. And finally, some of you know that my first degree was in art. I haven't done that for a living in a long time, and never was great at it, but this is a way to fill that creative void that's always been in my life. So this year, I decided, what could be a drink that most people would like. And I was thinking, like, what was my first cocktail? And obviously, we, had the jungle juice from the frat parties in college, or vodka cranberries from Big Daddy's. But I was thinking, I think my first cocktail was a White Russian. A lot of that was because of the Big Lebowski. The dude just drinks so many White Russians in that movie. Is such a cool classic for my friends in college. And I remember for a long time just ordering White Russians, and looking back on that, how many White Russians I would have in the night probably did not do my stomach any favors, just piling on milk drinks after milk drinks. But yeah, this is what I wanted to use as inspiration. A White Russian is typically an ounce and a half of vodka, an ounce of Kahlua, and some cream or milk. I wanted to do a different rendition of that. So what I did is I infused some vodka with some cocoa pebbles, and instead of using regular Kahlua, I chose to use the seasonal chili and chocolate Kahlua, and subbing out the milk or cream with everyone's favorite rum chata. And to make the packaging logistics doable, I decided to batch the vodka and Kahlua in one. So when you're pouring this, you're pouring both vodka and Kahlua. And yeah, I hope you like it. Another reason to do these cocktail kits too is to introduce some common bar techniques, and give you guys a chance to practice those at home. So the one I'm gonna do this year is smoking your drink. This is totally optional. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, if you don't really like smoky things, then just skip that step. But it is a fun way to add a dimension to your drink. And another warning I want to give you is this drink is pretty boozy. It is booze, and booze. So when you're mixing your drink, when you're stirring it up, stir it more than what you think you should. That'll dilute it more, make it more drinkable. You can also add more milk to it at the ends if it has too much of a bite. That is totally up to you. So without further ado, let's unpack the box. Okay, first in your kit, you'll find the batched bottle of liquor that includes the Cocoa Pebbles infused vodka and the chili chocolate Kahlua. This is a 7.5 ounce bottle. For each drink you make, you'll use 2.5 ounces. You'll also find two 50 milliliter bottles of rum chata. These are about 1.5 ounces each. You'll also find some cinnamon sticks. You can use these to smoke your drink and or as a garnish. And then obviously we want to share this drink with our friend Donny, so we have some of Donnie's ashes in the Fuller's can. Now, before we get started, you're going to want to go to the kitchen and gather a few things yourself. First, you're going to get some ice. You'll also need a pint glass or a mixing glass, a spoon, something to drink out of, which I will use a rocks glass, a cutting board, and if you want to dilute your drink more, use some milk. I preferred using some whipping cream. You'll also need to get a lighter if you're going to smoke the drink. And finally, I included Donnie's obituary so you can follow along with today's service. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. If you want to skip the smoking part of this, go ahead and ignore this, but to smoke your drink, you're gonna first need to get a cutting board, your cinnamon stick garnish, the glass you're gonna drink out of, and your lighter or torch. So we're gonna take our cinnamon stick and start torching it. It'll take a while to get it to start smoking. That's normal and okay. It's not gonna burst into flames. So once you start getting a nice smoke to it, we're gonna put it down and cover it with the drinking glass. Now just let that sit there while you're mixing your drink. The smoke is going to add some flavor once we sip our drink out of it. Now we're gonna get our pint glass and start mixing. You're gonna take your batch cocktail liquor here. We're gonna pour 2.5 ounces into our pint glass. Next, take one of your bottles of rum chata and pour 1 ounce into that. So it'll be about 2/3. And finally, you're just gonna fill your pint glass with some ice and start stirring. We're going to remove our glass from the cinnamon stick and then pour our drink. Now, if you want to dilute it some more, add some milk. I prefer to use the heavy whipping cream. And it's important to note that Donnie's final wish was to share a drink with us. So we're gonna take his ashes and spread it on. Now, put your cinnamon garnish in there as well, and enjoy. Now that we've finished making our drink, I say we raise our glass in memory of Donny. Good night, sweet prince. Cheers. Now, the remainder of your drink can be enjoyed in a lot of different activities. While you're wrapping presents, maybe to wind down after a family gathering. Enjoy while you're sitting in a relaxing candlelit bath, however you want. Now, until next year, happy holidays.
First saved message. Yo, Barry, I still have your stupid little wrestling painting ready for pickup. Come fucking get it before I throw it away. End of message.
Oh, far fucking out, man. Oh. Hey, man, what are you doing? This is a private residence.